have it open to make sure it's even going on. Yes, I need to go pause that. As the hacker, the movie hacker says, in.
We are live.
I am alive.
I'm looking at the three in the background, and I'm like, I really considered these characters for Battle Craze at one point, because of my fucking feverish autistic brain is just like, yes, new OC hyperfixation? What if they were in Battle Craze?
Everyone should be in Battle Craze. Just make Battle Craze the rest of our lives, really.
Nah, I want to see this project finish at some point.
Hello.
Do other things.
Buster.
And, you know, if Battle Craze doesn't finish, then there wouldn't be a sequel.
Hello, God Hand. I'm not saying booty hole Buster, except I just did.
You just did. Five touch of deaths, no less. Hello, Sylvie, and hello, Juicy. Glad you could both make it.
I'm very nervous about getting into some of the nerfs that have happened since
Just show the chat the picture.
You bastards!
What? What did I do?
I don't know. I just said bastards.
I mean, I noticed. That's a very
Wallace
rude
does
thing
say
to
bastards in game.
Are we live on YouTube?
Yes.
Yeah, we're live on
Twitch.
twitch.tv/pornhub.com.
Twitch, give me a link. Give me a link. I'll post it on my server.
Oh yes.
Yeah, do it.
Blair.
Need to find the Bernie pick.
Oh yeah.
At everyone.
Oh no. Let's go.
Battle! Craze!
Actually, yeah, I think, before we do anything, I'm going to start on Wallace just to show off,
Yeah, let me actually click on the link so I can see the fucking shit.
There's a highlight in your server, I wonder what that's for.
Oh, yeah, I have no idea what that's for.
I'm going.
You know the fact that this stage has no preview image?
Yes! Nosy
Someday
Nate
it
says
will.
Jane Bane buffs. Sans face.
That's, don't know if Jane Bane's getting buffs after all the infinites that people found for her.
I don't think that's Sans. I don't think that's Sans either.
No,
It is
it's a face that's white. So it's just like, oh, it's a Sans face because I'm
You see
creative.
white people and you're like, Sans!
No, it's a Wallace face now.
Yeah, it's a Wallace face. Like,
Look
yeah.
at him, he's so happy.
I got it. I need to.
I love Wallace's like basic kick. We just like, this is my foot. This is what my foot looks like, you know?
Wallace is an amazing character.
Meh.
Please just post that image in.
Is there something on my shoe?
No, put the cookie pick in the stream overlay.
Oh my god. I will try to do that without destroying everything.
I have limited faith in your ability to do that without destroying everything.
The stream folder has the background for the stream and this one cookie image. BernieNerf.jpg.
I don't know if Gluxo sold you. I was streaming Circle the Moon last week, and like it turned into just me and SK like jerking off Battle Craze. Be like, this is so fucking awesome. Like, it's so cool. Look at all the animations. It's great.
Is that the fucking Circle of the Moon watch that's posted on YouTube?
No,
No.
well, I mean, it's just me playing it. Because I like the game. But yeah, like, it just, like, Battle Craze came up, and we were just like, oh yeah, it's that thing where like someone it's like, hey, I'm making a game, and you're like, okay, sure, whatever, and it's like, oh, no, you mean you're making a game? Like this is real. This looks awesome, and yeah, Battle Craze rules is the point.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this image is so huge.
I'm sorry, my phone.
I like Wusterwolf's Wallace is a character ever. I think that is a coherent statement that we should all live by in our daily lives.
Why is it sideways? What happened?
It took the picture sideways. I don't know.
I don't know what's going on.
It was right set up a second ago. What happened here? Oh no.
What is that? Is there a cookie? There was a picture of a cookie.
Yeah. The Bernie cookie.
Oh god.
Like
it's
with
gone.
a bite taken out of.
Yeah.
Bernie cookie! Sideways Bernie! Icebreaker!
Oh, hello, Bad Luck Crow. Thank you for joining. So, yeah, the cookie was from my graduation party that was in May. And I was like, I could get custom cookies? Let me put Bernie on a cookie because Iasme, my date mate, is meeting me in person for this party.
The creator of Bernie.
Yeah, the creatrix of Bernie. As seen on Will It Kill.
Oh, yes. And then, yeah, I think that was it. Ajit and Bernie had just like the backgrounds on the image, so they just a big black square on it, which is just great. Like I think Yasme apparently got a big kick out of that.
Yeah.
So that was fun, but
So this newcomer Meldo Wiseau. Let me tell you, Meldo, this is a game called Battle Craze. You might not have heard of it. This is a fighting game where one simulates fisticuffs. And one man is 6 times the volume of another man, as we're seeing.
I love by the way that V is referring to Sam as Saber.
Yeah, right. No, well, whatever. Fine. Like, I don't. It's not like a dead name or anything. I'm still Saber. I just don't bother with it anymore.
I love it.
Yeah.
I think trans girls would name themselves Saber, not the other way around.
No, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I just like the idea of, like, you were in your server and people were just like, I'm not used to someone calling you something other than Sam.
No, yeah, it's weird. Yeah, it's just like, it's not like I was like, oh, I will be known as Saber no more.
Oh no,
like,
yeah.
Well, I'm Sam Gabriel on the radio, so I might as well be Sam Gabriel like everyone else. And it's just like, SK's like, hey, Saber. And everyone's like, who the fuck is Saber? I'm like, I don't.
I mean, we met up in real life and we still use our screen names.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't know if I don't even, dude, like, legit, I don't know your real name. I know you've told it to me. I don't fucking remember it. Like, I don't I don't even mean your last name. I mean your first name. I don't know your first name. We have hung out in real life at the country, which is a cabin in the country that is called the place that it is, which is the country, and it has a flag.
I feel bad that there's no Southerners in Battle Craze. Anyways, let's get this stream up and going.
I feel bad, but not that bad. No.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I don't think we're hurting as a country for like Southern Battle Craze is where folks are like, we did cast on the ethnicity, we have the representation, but what about the Southerners? They've had so much love for the past like 75 years. No movies have made about them. It's really.
So it is now the time of us to start.
Yep. Yes.
Finally, a Battle Craze stream after 8 months.
So yeah, It's been 8 months. I don't remember how we do this. I'm just going to start playing the game and explaining stuff.
I thought we introduce ourselves. We introduce the character.
Yeah.
Hello. Hi, I'm Dr. Calixo. I'm streaming. I am the lead programmer on Battle Craze.
There you go.
I am Janice Luciani, Charlotte V. I am the Spriter creative director of Battle Craze. I've essentially drawn everything that you see on screen with my own right hand.
Insane. No, like, Janice is a fucking machine. I'm Sam Gabriel. I am the voice of the announcer, of Wallace, and of Goliath. But no, like for fucking serious, Janice and Calexo have made a goddamn game, and it's insanity. Like, it's so fucking good. Watch it. You're seeing it on your screens right now. Get it in your eyes and ears.
But yeah, after so long, we have a new character after our last update from who knows when. This is Lucy. Lucy is somebody who works alongside Wallace in his establishment of, you know, people who kill other people for hire. She's like the information specialist of the group. She was born into the esteemed Van Stoker family of vampires. However, she didn't really like know them because mansion burned down by a former member, and then Wallace had to raise her.
No, I love how vampire family, like in like the lore of a fighting game, like it doesn't mean there's more than one there's more than one vampire in the fighting game. It just means like this one is a vampire, and there is lore attached to that, you know?
Yeah. Before the Battle Craze tournament started, she would meet a ghost girl who used to work at the mansion, Mina Mulberry, and she would carry a strange weapon with her, and probably have the answers to Lucy's past. So she goes out to investigate alongside Wallace, who just kind of does his own thing.
I love the animation on this character. I hadn't seen, like, looking in the Discord server, I saw like, you know, images of her and then images of like the weapon as well, but not at the same time. And seeing them in concert is very, very interesting. I like it a lot. It's like what if the person with the key in Guilty Gear, but like the key actually did shit.
Oh, ABBA.
Yeah.
And it takes inspiration from a couple of things. It's not exactly the most similar to, but there's the character Donovan from Darkstalkers.
Right, yeah.
And to a lesser extent, Lei Chi Fei Ling from Blaze Blue.
I don't know anything she does, so I'll just take your word
she
for
can
it.
set down the thing, and then she kind of...
No,
it's kind of similar to Lucy.
Listen,
but,
Janice, the main thing that Lei Chi does is teach people. So carry on, I'm sorry.
Yeah, show off, like, every single normal. You know, light punch, light kick, strong punch, strong kick, then crouching.
I don't know why I did jump first. But yeah, her normals are pretty good. So, which has been a thing. So I should get this out of the way. This update is not finished yet. It's not going to be released tonight, but it is probably going to see release sometime this week. It is very, very close, but I just wanted to
had a lot on our plates.
Yeah, this update is actually pretty big, despite the fact that only it really has one new character, technically. Side S is not finished for Lucy, but Side S for Necros was added, and I'll be showing off that and a couple of character reworks that we've done as well. But for right now,
Goliath a thing here or yet or
yes,
or what?
Couple of
Nice.
we haven't done any reworks for Goliath or Emmy, but they both got their voices implemented. So
Good. Yeah,
I'll be showing those
that's
off too.
the thing I care about as a voice actor.
I do want to show off the Goliath voice because it's pretty great.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm very proud of the like when I was like, hey, I should be Goliath, and like Janice is like, why? And then I was like, I can do this to you know voices. Like, Janice is like, oh, okay, fair enough. Here you go. Yeah.
But let's get through what Lucy does real quick.
Yeah.
I'd see Lucy's main gimmick is Asmos, the Staff of Asmos, which is an infernal artifact that she carries that she got from Mina. The big thing that she could do is set it down and detach it, which changes her playstyle in a variety of ways. When she has Asmos attached, she gets big beefy normals and more melee-oriented specials. With Asmos detached, she gets stubbier normals, but she gets better zoning tools with Asmos.
And something that's not immediately obvious is that she has a lot of canceling between attaching and detaching from her special moves, so she can kind of on the fly switch between detach and attach to like change up what she's doing depending on the situation.
I love the crow robot animation. Like that's amazing.
The Muppet mouth.
Yeah.
Waka 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 waka.
Parrot grass ass mouth. Yeah, it's great.
Parrot grass.
What's her taunt with Asmos attached again? I forgot. Oh yeah. Kind of adopts the image of Asmos and is like.
So
What's the character in BlazBlue that has like the big sister or whatever? You know what I'm talking about?
Celica.
It's like the little kid that has Carl. That's right. Yeah, Carl.
Carl
Yeah,
Clover.
yeah. Carl Clover. Yeah, this sort of reminds me of that. Yeah.
A kid could eat shit anyway.
No, for sure.
So I believe, Janice, you have the move names on hand, hopefully?
Most of them.
Alright, well, our down forward punch.
Down quarter circle forward punch cuts you to ribbons, shreds, etc. This is, probably familiar to people who play, search action games, or Metroidvanias, as the cool kids say.
Oh, right.
Yeah, there's a lot of similarities between this and a Metroidvania game, I'm sure.
Yeah, BP punch is here I spin again on my own, which is a pretty beefy and simple anti-air attack with Asmos.
It is a enormous anti-air.
I already forgot the name of quarter circle back punch, the wolf bite thing.
Oh, it's like Wallace forgot this, but I didn't.
Yeah, because in development we gave a cut Wallace move to Lucy. So yeah, this is like a short-range attack you can delay, which has an interesting property inside L, which we'll see later.
And then the last move she has with Asmos attached is down back kick.
My table manners are good, honest, which is a hit grab, which you can use to bite your opponent.
It might end up, I think, yeah, it's probably going to end up stealing like a little health or something. That's another thing we talked about and I forgot to implement, but it's not, it's just kind of a restand. Not terribly useful, but it does have, like the other specials, has the ability to cancel into dropping Asmos, which is the C-Tech, by the way.
I really do like how Lucy's animations are fairly muted. Like, she's just kind of like a normal person moving around, but then the weapon enhances all of that and makes it larger than life like the rest of the characters are. It's really, really cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Booty Hole Buster said, can't wait for the British accent. Lucy is Italian, so, too bad.
Oh, I accidentally showed that off. But, so, yeah, the hit grab is, I'll just go ahead and talk about that then. The hit grab is basically the same thing, aside from the actual result, which is that, while Asmos is detached, he gets sent flying back to her and knocks the opponent over.
Haven't you got eyeballs in your skull?
Yeah, I meant for Goliath. Okay, if you're expecting an accent on the Goliath voice, you might be thinking of a different character. I'm just gonna say, like, I'm not sure. Yeah, just carry on.
Alright, quarter circle forward or quarter circle back punch with Asmos attached is, you should keep your focus. You can manipulate Asmos to be a spinning saw blade through the dirt. And then, EP punch with Asmos detached is, I should have been a meteorologist, which used to have the worst special move name ever. Which summons lightning to Asmos. You could delay it if you hold it for the shrunk punch version.
Yeah, these moves have the property of being able to, like, knock the opponent into the air for follow-ups, including in combos.
Yeah, because she needs it.
See, I've covered war, as you know, of fighting games. Yes.
Lucy be like, I Mamma Mia Gabagool.
Mamma mia, gabagool. That's for my good friend Francis. There you go.
There we go. That's say we'll be providing the voice for Lucy as well. No.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Okay.
her all-out attacks. Sorry.
I mean, I usually just casually call them supers too. Don't
Yeah,
worry
they're
about it.
supers.
Double quarter circle forward punch is, I call this the Sword of the Witch, which is just a simple single strike super. No, you've seen it before. With Asmos detached, you get too bad you didn't bring headphones, where Lucy commands Asmos to make a piercing noise which deals damage. She can also summon it to her if you use strong kick.
If you use it in a chain, basically, if it's in a confirm, then Asmos will teleport to the opponent's location.
Yeah. And then counter super, I don't know if the input was changed.
It's down back kick, I believe. Yes.
Yep. It's called Yeah, No Thanks. This is an interesting counter because with Asmos attached, it works like any other counter essentially, and it can also work against projectiles as well.
I love the bell. The bell looks so cool.
Yeah, I was having a bit trouble thinking of how Asmos would like counter an attack that way.
I should mention,
like, bell.
While Asmos is doing certain moves while detached, he can be hit. So, in case that was a worry of anybody's. But, if you do the counter move while he is detached, it is fixed to his location. So, I mean, I guess technically it's always fixed to his location, but...
It makes more sense when you say fixed to his location when he's detached. Cringe. Okay.
You got it.
Then, her all-out EX, double curter circle, back, both punches. You're really getting on my nerves.
Oh, the hands on hips pose is amazing.
That's the first time I've seen that. Of course it is.
Okay. So, yeah, it's a multi-hit attack that sucks the opponent in. When Lucy doesn't have Asmos, she, can just use this to bring him back, too.
Unbelievable.
It's also like a reversal, I think? I think it works like a reversal?
Yes, it's got its herb invincibility.
Ah.
It's actually, yeah, she has the counter super, and then that's her only reversals.
Then her all-out destruction! Double curter circle forward, both kicks. This is my last resort, so say your prayers. Cameo from Mina, who comes in and then grabs the opponent, and when she does, they die.
They get murdered.
Yeah, they actually can get murdered if you KO with this move.
Oh yeah. Actually, we can't do that in this version. Training.
In training mode, at least.
Yeah, yeah.
Very nice, though. Very
Fans
nice.
of Soul Eater in the chat, raise your hand.
Black
Goku
I believe that's all we have for Side C, in terms of just what the moves are. If the move on is Side L. Oh, yes.
I mean, throws are the same in,
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah, she can, flick your nose, she can chuck you to the other side, and she could do a Wallace.
Do a Wallace. What? Have a really weird, inconsistent accent? That's the main thing.
So Side L is a little experimental. This side mostly focuses on having Asmos attached at all times, although you can detach him. The C-Tech is,
I'm forgetting my move names already.
most vampires seem to know this trick, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
It is it's a pretty simple one, but it is a fireball that has 3 speeds, based on if you are in neutral or holding back or forward. So it has a long startup, but is very low recovery, so you can essentially just combo off of it. And her new gimmick is that the hit grab now activates I don't know, this icon is just kind of a thing I threw together. But it changes color depending on who is hit by it, because pressing down forward kick activates the other special. Janice, do you know this name?
No, I do not!
Hold on, I got the text file open. Let's see. I know your every move. Down forward kick. and Asmos becomes a clone of the opponent and performs one of their moves.
It's just astonishing to see like names of moves, because when I recorded Goliath, it would just like he does this, and it's like, blah, 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 blah. You know, like that's the extent.
Subato, you sail.
It's like this is a reference to this game, and I'm like, and you're like, yes, like that's what we wanted.
So I'll go ahead and show this off in versus. That's actually most of the reason why this update is not going to be out tonight. Is that is not actually finished for everybody, but right at this minute, the first 6 characters have copied moves. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Justicia's the layer, and it's not gonna be like, I have you now, spinning pile drop.
I have a lot of fun coding this move. It's always really fun to see this come back. Also, yes, whenever you do the copied move, Asmos detaches for a short period of time, and then you can get him back by doing the hit grab while he's detached, or you can do another fun thing.
So the Mango asks, what is a side? Now that is the term in Universal Century used for colonies located at the Lagrange points around Earth.
Saber.
That's yes.
Not what they meant.
Never
S
mind.
side. I'm gonna keep it a secret, but the only hint I'll say is one of Calexo's previous movement characters.
I only know one, and it's probably not that one.
Probably not,
Yes,
no.
all but King Funtimes!
Wow. But yeah, so she'll be able to copy one move from every character, and it's not side dependent, because that would have been like 60 moves by the end of this, and I was not doing that. So yeah, it's going to be per character, so it's not going to be completely consistent, but, you know, it is what it is. Some of them will be pretty unique. I want to show this one off, because this one's going to be fun. You do get the one use out of it, but it is nice to also just give Lucy laser beam.
Dynamite with the laser beam!
Laser beam is just like, it's like convince me that there isn't a need for laser beam instead of convince you that there is a need. You know, yeah, yeah.
So, I don't have anything important to show with Goliath, other than, he has a voice now.
Yay! I heard about that.
He makes the funny noises.
I'm very pleased with this. Yes, there is a British accent in this voice.
Fresh! Boy, what's all this then?
You can't tell, but it's there, I promise.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I studied under Anthony Hopkins to do this accent.
BRB, gonna re-sprite him to make him lose some teeth. Oh, speaking of re-sprites...
Alright.
Bernie...
Oh!
Bernie, like, there's Bernie stuff, I can't believe I'm saying this, but we have fixed Lee in Battle Craze!
She was so messed up before. Ridiculous.
Right.
No, not that intro.
Let's
Show
rock.
off the new Lee mouth. Do it.
Easy, kids. I got this.
It took me like only an hour to fix Lee's mouth because I was just like, she's not frog-like enough.
Very important. But, yeah, this...
We're not gonna show off... Okay, yeah, well, I guess we gotta do this in, like, some sort of order. I guess we'll just, like, go down from, like, biggest to smallest.
Yeah, I'll just, I'm not really doing this in any particular order, but, this is pretty important. Side S Necros is now a thing. So, side S's are always really fun because they're, completely different from the other sides, typically. They try to be. We asked ourselves, what would a grappler be like inside S in this scenario? And my answer for that was a zoner. So now she throws rocks at people because she's mean.
Because it's a reference to the Bible.
It is.
we reference Blaze Blue. We reference Melty Blood. We reference the Bible.
Brilliant.
Criminal Stone from Alpha 3!
That is kind of what I was thinking of whenever I was coding this. Like, this is a little similar from Cody, but I don't
Now
know.
we need Necros to like have like the worst 3D animations, but like have like the best flourish. Like
Oh,
fucking
God.
like does the shittiest multi-stab knife and then just like twirls it around like the TF2 spy.
So weird. I don't know if I should get into every single move name and every single move. I think I'll just show them off a little quickly.
Yeah, just show off the moves because I forgot the names.
I've got them written down, but it's like, you can see them. They're in the move list. But so the mechanic is that she has this meter, the Faith meter. You can get it very easily by just hitting C-Tech. It just fills it up by 4 pips if you let it rock. And the reason that it's so big is that you use it with everything. All of her heavy normals use their empowered versions if you have that. And she also gains access to this, which is a standing low, which is always fun. She has this.
I said no standing lows!
Well, you know what?
There's a standing low, so you can do with that information what you want.
Wait, is it command normal?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. If it was a single button, I would have had an issue.
Turns out you hired a programmer, and that means you gave them power beyond what you were capable of handling. Yes.
And then all of her special moves use this as well. The rock, if you throw it, uses 1 pip. You can cancel it if you feel spicy, I guess.
Ooh, spicy.
Half circle forward kick is this as a special. It's just a big button basically. But the heavy one is a guaranteed wall bounce. The light one is splat or tumble. It is pretty good. But and then down back any button.
The holy spotlight.
Did Necros just cross themselves? Cause that's fucking lit.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So,
yeah. This is the weirdest move.
I don't think it's that weird. It is a beam of light comes down after you press down back in any button. The button you press depends on what the follow-up is. The light will track to the opponent's location and then activate unless you hold down that button, in which case it'll just kind of bounce around the room until you let go of that button. Light punch is yuck, fish bones. They're very gross. Light kick is carpentry. It's a multi-hit. It's not a low. It looks kind of like a low, but it's not. Heavy punch. It's a big falling halo. That's an overhead. So have fun with that. Because strong kick.
Carpentry like a reference to Joseph.
No.
Oh, okay.
I think I was just like given that idea by Calypso and I ran with it and he was like, oh, you actually did it?
It's like the two things I thought of was like Joseph, the father of Jesus, and like Frankie from One Piece. Like those are the two things.
No! I
Enter
would
my
never
head.
reference One Piece. Also the whale. Trust me,
Yeah.
that is a whale according to the Bible.
Yes.
You other moves during that special. Depends on what you mean. You can't do other light moves, but you can do say like a rock or this. And you can get your opponents in a pretty unfavorable position, so they should not let you do that. But the startup of these moves are pretty slow, so... And of course, if they activate while she's being hit, they won't actually hit the opponent, which is a change that I made for a couple of things, including Justicia's chair inside L. don't think that was this patch, but yes. It is something to keep in mind that her projectiles will not work if she is hit out of them, or hit out during them. And then the last special she has is, we had these sprites, so screw it. She can grapple.
That's a great reason to implement a mechanic.
Get over here!
But actually, I quite like this. It's just kind of a thing. You press both kicks, and if you press down, then you'll shoot upwards if you're on the ground, and you'll shoot downwards if you're in the air.
Hey, Zippy!
She has all new supers as well. She has...
The Seraphim is here.
It's the Seraphim song.
Master of Puppets!
The grapple OTGs. I don't think that does. All of her projectiles do, though, so that's fun. So the icon is now lit up after you land with this move. Actually, let me show off this a little bit. If you land with that super, you gain 4 stacks, and your this icon lights up. And while that's lit up, anything that uses a stack, aside from the grapple, including these empowered normals, if it hits, it causes an effect, like a dire effect, so you get guaranteed wall bounces. As a result, the move doesn't do that much damage on its own, but you do get to do some pretty fun stuff. Oof, okay. Forgot about that light kick. But, yeah, like, for example, this halo will cause you can DK it. It's not terribly useful, like, when you hit the opponent with it, but by design. But, you know, if you ever want to, like, run away, be silly with it, that is definitely an option. Down back punch is Seraphim's Blight. That's not that.
There!
She just throws it.
It landed directly in his knee.
Yes.
And now it just landed in his skull, so he should be dead.
And yes, there are air versions, and she also changes her trajectory depending on which button you press. So, that's fun. Down forward, 2 kicks.
Marvel, baby! Yuck. Marvel versus Capcom.
Seraphim's
East Coast,
Feast.
baby, Philly, where you at? Yeah, etc.
Magnetic Shockwave!
And then, just for fun, down back, 2 kicks is the old version of her super throw. It was the original pitch for it.
Yeah, the original pitch that I had before. I was like, this is gonna be weird. Which apparently is a lot of camera coding shenanigans.
Yes, it is actually incredibly difficult to make that super look good, because it actually manipulates the camera by projecting their images downwards, because they're actually 4 times higher than they look. So that's fun. But yeah, that's Sidus Necros, funny zoning lady. Yeah.
She's so short.
She's quite fun. I'm trying to remember what other major changes there were.
Oh yeah, we have announcer lines for the side S characters now.
We do. And
Yay!
that was also thanks to our wonderful friend Sam Gabriel.
I bet whoever fulfilled the need for new announcer lines is really cool and handsome.
So,
yeah, Latinonia! Exactly. That's what we need.
I don't really know where to get into this. I just wanted to make Terraria a little more interesting, and then we came up with a fun heat mechanic, where she kind of showboats to the audience to get them riled up, and that gives her, well, armor, actually. If I just remember to press the right buttons, that'll be nice. But,
I love how, like, there is a character as large as, like, Wallace, or, like, Goliath, or whatever in the game, but, like Latrani is still, like, fucking thick as hell, and CC and all that, like, The disparity between the sizes is fucking awesome.
But yeah, you have a new C-Tech follow-up where you can just kind of taunt to get your heat gauge up. And for every pip, you are allowed to use these old motions. So they do require a resource now, but they're fairly easy to get. And while you have 3 pips, which is these tall vertical markers indicate, these movements and charging up the chop have armor. And the follow-up has been changed, or the C-Tech has been changed a little bit to be hopefully a little easier to use. You now hold the C-Tech buttons to stay in stance, and then you just kind of tap the directions to move as you want. And then the follow-ups are now like double tapping C-Tech, essentially. This is now just the throw input, so you can do both lights for that, and then light punch for this, light kick for this. I'm trying to remember everything we did, because this one's a little involved. Oversell also got changed the way the inputs work, so that it's kind of similar. You hold the C-Tech to hold it out, and then you tap either light punch or light kick to do the different quick get-ups. So light punch, you just stand up quickly, and then tap light kick to do the backwards roll. And I believe you also generate heat while you're doing that as well. So there's a lot of ways to get heat. I think you get it from some of your supers now. I think level 3 also maxes it out, because, I mean, she's spitting in their face. That's awful. It's terrible. And... oh, yes, and then she also essentially has a new move. She has a variation of Side L's 4-input body splash special instead of the command normal. But if she lands this one, and she has 3 pips, she gets a follow-up. It's a restand into a follow-up. So yeah. I think that about does it for her changes. Just something to make her a little more mechanically intensive, to make her more interesting. Everything is essentially still there, it's just a little more dynamic. I will apologize in advance because I know this is going to throw people off. We made a change with the grapplers, where the light input and the strong versions determine which side you face. So if you do the light input, you go forwards. If you do the heavy one, you turn around. And that applies to Justicia, Tyrania, Necros, and I want to say someone else. Doesn't apply to Bernie.
Is Wallace on a grappler?
Wallace is a different kind of grappler. His throws are like kind of long range, so they already function differently anyway.
Yeah.
I want to say there was somebody else, but yeah, in terms of that's just a little thing to basically, if you want to, keep your side, or you want to actually, switch sides. If you're in a corner, you want to side switch, then that allows you to basically do that with your command throw, just for fun. Because that's why we code things, just for fun.
Yeah. The number one thing when Jan is just like, I want a new mechanic, is like, will this be fun for Colexo? That's the number one.
And I do come up with ideas, because, like, it's mostly Side C stuff that's, like, me ideas, while Side L and S are usually, like, Colexo, and sometimes other people.
I just have various random things to show off now. Boundaries portal placement is now less startup and less recovery.
It's here.
And I wanted to make a change to distortion to try to give it a different kind of identity. So now the startup flurry is slower, but it doesn't go away if he's blocking an attack, which I don't actually remember is a bug or not. But either way, it doesn't do that anymore if he's blocking. And I'm sure there was something else I did to it. There was a reason I slowed it down. I don't remember what it was, but it's written down in the changelog, so don't worry about that.
It's here. Distortion.
I don't know. Yeah. There was an idea there, and I forgot what it was. But, I think the projectile is faster. Anyway. Baxter. I'll just go ahead and just say this because you don't really need to see it for yourselves. His spin speed in side C and side L decay a lot slower now. So you don't have to cash in on your speed like right away. You can actually just kind of sit on it and then choose when you actually want to cash in on it. So that I think will be really good for allowing him to keep his momentum. Side S got a couple of fun things. He's allowed to, training heals him. He will have an easier time managing his sort of damage state by using this new follow-up to this move, which just gives him a little bit of damage, a little bit of potential health, but it does help stop the regeneration timer. So,
Manga wants to know if CC got any changes.
CC, no.
Next update.
That's something I did want to talk about. I'll get to that. I think I fixed a couple of bugs, and that's about it. But, he gets that, and also he can run forward now. I don't know why not.
I love Baxter's stance. Like, I'm not coming to get you. I'm not coming to get you. Like, you know.
Other small things like that.
Shroom.
Yes. Another, new quote-unquote voice is, Shroom.
I redubbed him.
Keep it clean.
In actual studio setting, because I had the chance to.
Oh, yeah.
I also got the, I did some changes the way his C-Tech performs, because, it was a little janky to do, like, kind of, like, start and stop kind of shenanigans, so, like, now it's, you just hold down back in order to do the run stop. And I'm sure there was something else. Oh, yeah, the taunt follow-ups also now use the C-Tech inputs as well as the taunt inputs, because some people just don't use the taunt buttons, they don't have them assigned, but, you know, if you find some use for it, then, well, there you go. You can just do down forward C-Tech to do these, and then back C-Tech or forward C-Tech to do that out of run.
I remember when that was an infinite.
Oh, jeez, yeah. I don't know if I should show that off yet. I'll let them. No, I'll let them discover it. I think that'll be fun. But yeah, we got us a new Shroom voice, and also some things that didn't have lines before now have lines. So no, Evil Shroom is basically good. I think Shroom is just in a really tight spot. The only thing that is really notable about Shroom changes is, of course, the new stuff with the voice and what I mentioned with the control. Also, his wonderful footsies normal got a little slowed down because it was, I think it's bigger recovery. And of course, I have a changelog posted on the website for anything that is changed in case I forget anything. Sidus Emmy did actually get a couple of changes, at the very
She
least.
also has a voice now.
Oh yes, Emmy does have a voice now.
She is voiced by Avi Dem. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, since she's not here. Yeah.
We'll just leave that information where it is. But no, I decided that the experimental sort of like air grab thing just kind of wasn't panning out. It just didn't really work well, so it has just become a overhead hit grab. But it does now actually work a lot better because it's a lot easier to actually land. And the light and heavy versions have you know, regular arcs. Essentially just kind of simplifying them for the sake of they just weren't very good when they were complicated. So, she also got changed to how, like, the health values, or the health costs of her C-Techs. And then the way that she gains them back. Oh yeah, it's a lot faster now, that's true. There's also some fixes to the weird issues with, like, the way it was dealing damage, because there were multiple problems with that, it turns out. So, like, I think, what was it, like, one of these was doing way more damage than the other, for no reason. So that was fun. But, yeah, fix that. The way she gains health is now slowed down a little bit, but she also does gain it now from it landing supers, so... So, yeah, a little bit of a trade-off there. Tried to make her, a little less, kind of one-note, the way she was, played before. So you have to play a little smarter. Other than that, not too much. Everyone got a little bit, basically. Oh, well, I forgot about, something important. Terry got...
character.
Yeah, Terry got a rework. She got 2 of them, because, she's special.
Because she's your character.
Because the Side L was really good, and then Side C and Side S were really weird. So now they're less weird. So, Unrelenting got changed to no longer require the Undercurrent, the dashing special. That isn't part of it anymore. What it does require is, actually making contact with these 3 moves. The down forward punch, down back punch, and C-Tech. If you just whiff them, you shouldn't get a stack, although I seem to have just done that, so that's weird. Investigate that later. If the move is blocked or if it hits, then you get the stack, but if you don't get either, then you don't get anything. So you can't just sit here and just kind of mash it out. But there is a benefit to it now, because additionally, she walks faster now, which she was supposed to. I forgot to code it. It's okay. I coded the animation for it, but not the actual speed, so I'm pretty great. But whenever she goes into Unrelenting, she is now capable of canceling any of those 3 moves into each other.
Crazy.
And it allows her to basically keep up Unrelenting much easier once she's started. So, that has led to some very interesting things. She also, in this side and side L, she can... This is no longer a cross-up, but she doesn't need Unrelenting to do that on block, and she can also delay it. So, not by a ton because it's pretty fast, but you can hold that if you think your opponent's going to press something, so get a little bit of stagger pressure.
Who says can't wait for the TODs, please?
I hope not. But if you do find them, let me know, so I can thwart them.
Yeah. Get rid of them. Nix them. Kill them.
I think it's actually it for side C changes. No, it is not a cross-up. It looks like one, but it's not. But also because you're allowed to do it just at any time now. But with the with the way that Unrelenting allows cancels and the way that Side L also has her own cancels, doing that into one of the follow-ups actually will cross up. So, something to keep in mind. Side S is not exactly, like, reworked, but she does have a little bit of changes. The major one being that her C-Tech is a thing now. Jane did not get a lot of changes other than I did a, like, very slight nerfs to some velocities and whatnot to get rid of some of the infinites. I don't think that'll actually matter in the end, other than she won't have infinites anymore, so... yeah. But, Side S, the Side S,
Yeah.
yes, the infinite should hopefully be gone. So, the UI for this is a little small, but the important thing is that everything is now in 5s. Whenever one of those tally marks lights up, after you get 5 of them, you get certain benefits. The follow-up for this, the one that allowed you to get a rebounce, or bounce, that requires 3 stacks, or 15, depending on how you want to read it. The old max was 10, it's now like 50, so that's a thing. This still consumes all your stacks to do extra damage, but it's more exponential now, so you don't get that much for whenever you have very little, but if you have 50, it does like 50% or something crazy if you do it raw, so... And it might seem a little hard to get that, but that's where her new C-Tech comes in, where she gives herself a wonderful little self-buff that is something of a reversal of Unrelenting, because it makes her slower. But every slash
from Pokemon makes it into Battle Craze.
every move that gives her a stack now gives her 2 stacks while she's in this mode. But if it runs out, then she has to do that little wait period. So, which again you can cancel out of certain moves even when they hit, like certain specials and supers when they land into the cancel, as long as like in a way to like you kind of trade your Oki for getting out of that safely. Also, activating it gives you enough plus frames to continue doing crazy stuff like that. So that's fun. Her projectile now costs 5 or 1 stack. It's very hard to describe these things, but like 5 scratches. 1 collection of
I also
marks.
re-sprited it. It's now a terrifying onion ring.
It is a vortex of death. This didn't really change at all. It's basically the same, it just costs more. And then this, I think, gives a little more stacks? Yeah, it used to give like 5, now it gives 10. And one change that is universal to all Terries, but extremely important for Side S, is that move will hit on the ground if you chain into it. So it's no longer uniquely an anti-air. So if you want that combo follow-up and you have the necessary stacks, then there you go.
Got you.
Barely missed it. I believe that's it for Side S
What
Terry.
next?
That might be it in general in terms of major changes.
Bernie? Is it time to show off Bernie?
No, it's fine. Those are mostly like small things, and also things I can't show you. Like it can't show you that he doesn't have his command normal uppercut anymore.
In Side C, at least.
In Side C, yeah. Side L still has it, but yeah, Side C doesn't have it. Something that I actually think that we're going to end up doing is it's not going to be in this patch, but Side C Goliath is going to switch level 2s with Side L Goliath, and basically what we're going to do going forward is that a character should basically only really have 1 combo extension if they have really crazy combos, and that's Goliath and Bernie both had a number of extensions and really long combos, and so that was a little unfair in a way.
Who is Buddy Holebuster's beloved?
Bernie.
Bernie.
We get so many new eyes because of Bernie, and then when we make a big public appearance, we're like, yeah, we're gonna circumcise him.
That was incidental though, because he was already nerfed by the time that Will a Kill came out. It was just like, don't expect him to be able to do this anymore. There's actually, okay, I'll show you one thing. One really nice thing I did for him was, I believe his assists come out faster? Yes, they come out a little faster if you chain into them, but only if you hit. If you are using it during a block, they're a little slower, or neutral. Just a little bit.
I want Bernie's like leak gentleman to be a playable character. I think that.
Oh, Onion Man.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's really good.
Can you please do the squeaky shoes?
There it
Thank
is.
you.
The squeaky shoes are gonna be great.
One fun little buff. He can no longer do his his ground throws after his level 3. He couldn't do it during his other supers, but his level 3 he had enough time to do it, so that was ridiculous. But I'm going to show you what happens if you press down and throw commands while you're not even near a G here. Yeah, that's an automatic follow-up. Now, it's a little similar to how Necros Side C does her kind of pursuit attack. He will home in on the opponent and just grab them, so you don't have to kind of fumble with the way that the old walk-up grab worked. You just press down and grab, and as long as you're remotely near them, then they'll automatically follow up and get near it. So that'll mitigate some of the problems people had with the shorter recovery times that one of our other patches introduced. Side L got a couple of numbered buffs. Yes?
I love Bernie's stance, like Bernie's stance, because it says nothing so much as like, now remember, if I win, then I get to take Laurus in the dance. You know, it's that like 80s movie thing. It's fantastic.
And then there's a bunch of small things that kind of have been changed across the board. Side SG. Oh wow, nice dual palette. But SG has a second level 1 because I don't know. It was just weird that he didn't have that.
Yeah, we were just like, he needs a second level 1, and I was just like, give him this move because nobody uses the air version in the other sides. Unless you fucking break the game somehow, every time. The super never works.
I try my best to fix that, by the way. It probably isn't fixed, but you know. Oh, right. It doesn't do anything special when they're on the ground. But, you know. This move will always give me trouble. And so, I think the last thing I want to do is discuss, some things that, no, Ajit's fine. Ajit actually might get buffs at some point. Depending. I think he's actually good, but he's, I think he's fine where he is right now. We'll see, though. The last thing I want to talk about is what we plan on doing with the Netch patch, because we already have a lot of plans.
Yeah.
No, I fixed the side S boundary bug. We have a few ideas going. Of course, Side S Lucy will be in the next patch. We have well, we don't have plans. We have intention to rework Side S CC and Side L Goliath. Side S CC is just kind of a weird sort of artifact from whenever the Side S characters are kind of jokey versions of existing sides. And Side L Goliath is very confusing and not very satisfying. So I'm just generally not happy with the way that he came out. So we're still in the planning phase for these two, but those are things that you expect in the next patch. Another thing that we've been talking about is guard pressure. We are thinking about doing some major changes to how guard pressure and heartbreakers work. So hopefully that should be interesting. The plan right now, I'll just say this much: heartbreakers are going to eventually be free to an extent, and you'll see hopefully later that is. Meter gain is also going to get kind of rebalanced a little bit, and like potential health gain or something. There's some other kind of weird, kind of buggy things going on, but those are, I think, the major things that are not in this patch that's coming up this week, but are on the table. Is guard pressure, heartbreakers, meter gain, these two character reworks, and Side S Lucy. So, in addition to another character who we've already started spriting, those things will be
pretty well in terms of sprite progress. I'm like, almost up to supers already, and I don't even have to like do that much for supers because they're just like one of them just like doesn't like even need new sprites, and the other one just like only needs a few things.
So yeah, those are we got a lot coming basically. This patch, this stream is basically just showcasing what's the major things in this patch, and then what I've talked about is just, you know, that's slated for later, but it is something that is on the table just so people know like what we're thinking about and what we want to change. So CC is definitely going to get like probably some tweaking here and there, but Side S is just going to get reworked entirely. Goliath is probably going to get a few things. Side S is funny. Yeah, that's a lot to say about that. So, and I guess it's a minor thing, but the last thing I'll say is that there was a rework in this patch to the way that buttons are handled, and it's kind of technical, but the short of it is that whenever you press the shortcuts for throw or craze cancel or craze tech, beforehand it was a unique button, and so Mugen read it very strangely. Like if you pressed like the C-Tech shortcut in midair, it didn't function like you were pressing both heavies. It functioned like if you were trying to use your C-Tech, and if you didn't have an airborne C-Tech, nothing happened. But with the changes, it'll now act as if you were pressing both heavies. So instead of getting nothing, you'll get like a heavy punch or a heavy kick, depending. So that has changed the way certain like buffers have worked. So there might be some issues there, and if any are present, let me know. I'll try to get those fixed as soon as possible. But that should change the way some of the inputs work. Like, for example, C-Techs went up in priority, so like if you're doing like charge back and then press forward and then like the C-Tech, it'll register as a C-Tech rather than a charge move, basically. So
Yeah.
small stuff like that. Same with throws. So, oh, and then one last thing. I think I'll end on this. I changed the input for Craze Tech. It sounds a little crazy, but it is now, or I'm sorry, not Craze Tech, Craze Cancel. It is now all 4 buttons. If you mash all 4 buttons, you'll get a Craze Cancel. And that sounds a little annoying, but I think most people use shortcuts for it anyway, so the shortcut is always there, as well as because of the way that the inputs have changed, you can now just press the shortcuts for throw and C-Tech at the same time, and that counts as all 4 buttons. So you now have a lot more clarity on when you actually get your Craze Cancel, as opposed to accidentally getting it when doing like a light kick to heavy punch chain. So hopefully that'll work out in the end. And I've generally felt that this has been pretty good for us. So
Yeah.
yeah, that might be
Should
it.
cover everything.
That's what we've got cooking up. And again, this update is not ready yet, but it'll be ready very soon. Looking at maybe Friday, Saturday, sometime this weekend, hopefully.
Around like this time soon, not so much like in a month, you know.
Yes. And hopefully y'all are excited. And yeah, thank you all for joining us tonight.
Yeah, thank you
Absolutely, yeah.
everybody. You know, it's been fun talking about Craze and stuff. See you in the next update, everybody, and hopefully soon I can tease the next character. You may have seen them in promotional art, but, you know, definitely an interesting beast.
Yes. All right, well, thank y'all, and we have a catchphrase.
Keep it clean.
Battle
and-
Craze!